I remember when we were strong. The Viridian Outriders, a bold fraternity dedicated to preserving the safety of the needful traveler. Within my lifetime, I have seen us fall so far, replaced by the steel and gold of a king I once called friend. New threats arise, though, and his cutlass and coin may not be enough to save our people. We're still here, though. Less than we were. But we're here, and we'll help where we can. That is my oath. Hello, and welcome back to Another Path. My name is Chase, and I remain your GM. Today, our heroes discuss what to do with the shards of the Infernal Core, and return to the Undercity one last time. Thank you to our backers, Brianna, Jeremy, and Patrick, for their support. If you like what you hear, consider donating to us at patreon.com/ghostlightmedia, and maybe try checking out some of the other shows on the network. And with that, sit back, relax, and enjoy your trip down Another Path.
Cha.
There we go.
Ching.
Uh-huh.
As the kids say. Chingling.
As the kids say, cha-ching.
Do they?
No.
Some kids
I
say
was gonna
that.
say, I don't think they say that.
I don't know what the latest slang for money is.
Hey, you know what, Griff? Give me like 4 days and I'll tell you.
That's right, you're chaperoning a thing, are you not?
I am chaperoning a thing. A bunch of my middle schoolers turned into high schoolers, which, you know, is how that works.
Typically.
Hopefully.
And friend of the show, Brock, is their choir teacher now, and the high school choir is taking a trip to New York City.
New York City?
Right, Gov. That's the wrong accent, and here we are.
Correct.
If it rains, you can tell Brock to turn his frying pan into a drying pan.
God, such a niche reference.
That is such a great joke, and I'm going to use it at least twice. But we're going, and we're going to do a bunch of touristy things, and then we're going to also... they get to perform at a cathedral, which is super cool. And then
Nice.
they also get a masterclass with a current cast member of Wicked,
Ooh.
where they will be learning a song and choreo from the show.
Nice.
And then 4 hours later, turning around and watching the show.
I was going to ask if you're going to see a Bridway.
We'll see two Bridways. We will see Wicked, and we will see The Outsiders. And I was already excited for both because they're both good, but we will also be in that sweet spot of 2 weeks' time where Derek Klena is coming back to play Fiero in Wicked for literally 15 shows.
Wow.
Who?
Derek Klena. He was Fiero a very long time ago in Wicked, but he was also the original, the dude in Anastasia.
Dimitri?
He sang My Petersburg. Dimitri? Yeah, he sang My Petersburg.
Great.
Yeah, but he's coming back into the show after 12 years out of it.
Wow.
That's a stunt.
Yes, so that'll be very interesting, I'm sure. But I will learn all the lingo. Hey guys, actually now's a good time to ask this. While I'm there, I'm on the inside. You got any questions?
Questions
For the youths.
Because we will be busing there and back.
So you'll have time.
Yeah.
Wait, you're going to be tasting good there and back?
We're going to be busing there and back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's what busing means.
When something's good, you say it's bussin'.
Oh boy.
All right, Chase, just cut this all out. Nobody's ready to joke around.
It's bussin'?
Justin,
I thought that was
no.
banging.
No, it's bussin'. Where have you been?
Bussin'? What's banging then? Banging is good.
Banging's
Banging
also good.
Different thing.
Okay, but so banging and bussin' are different.
I do actually have a question for the youth. Do they actually like Skibbity Toilet, or are they putting everybody else on?
I think it's just in vogue, you know, and what's in vogue, it doesn't matter if it's good or bad, you know.
I mean, I get it, and look, as like a qualified elder millennial, I have nowhere to talk about like the weird internet shit that I was into. Charlie the Unicorn did not hold me specifically.
Charlie!
Exactly.
We're going to Candy Mountain, Charlie.
I was always more a llamas with hats guy, but
Also
that's
good.
right.
But see, like, that's the weird part, is Llamas with Hats is good. Because I quoted Llamas with Hats to a coworker of mine who is exactly a decade younger than me, and he caught the reference. So, like, that's good content is the difference.
I need to go back and rewatch all of that again, because it's so good.
Yeah.
Why is the boat sticky, Carl?
I was parroting the "my tummy has the rumblies only hands can satisfy" bit.
A great line, a 10 out of 10 line.
Yeah, and a coworker, a decade my junior, was like, "Yeah, that's good." Like, like finish the quote with me, kind of thing.
Fantastic.
So
incredible.
I want to know if they're still taught cursive or not.
The answer is no. I have a first grader. Second grader now. The answer is a firm fuck no.
So they're just taught manuscript then?
No, they're taught Chromebook and iPad.
Yeah, that was my fear.
Yeah, not a joke.
What are they going to do when they have to do a signature?
Type.
Scribble on a touchpad like the rest of us at the grocery store.
Yeah.
But you still need to know what to scribble.
No, you really don't. You just need to scribble. So,
as the actual notary on this podcast,
yes,
you do kind of need to know what you're writing. Just a little bit. Like, you do need to have a signature, but I don't know, I'm not a member of the Department of Education, so I guess
like, I need to know what a J in cursive looks like and what a B in cursive looks like, and then I need to know that T's go through both of them.
Here's the thing. It's like, I am not angry that they are not teaching the children cursive, because I fucking hated learning cursive. It was genuinely the worst part of elementary school for me as a person.
It's extra bad when you're a lefty.
Yeah,
Yep.
I bet.
terrible.
Yeah.
It's not made for lefties.
No.
The world isn't made for lefties.
Have I told you all that JJ is 100% a righty, except when he hits in baseball?
Ooh. He's tricky.
He swings
throws
southpaw.
right-handed. No, he throws righty. He throws right-handed, catches
Yeah.
left-handed, but when he goes to hit, he swings lefty.
Huh.
This kid's going to play for the Mets.
He might, I don't know.
Is he right-footed?
He is right-footed. He's definitely right-footed. He is right everything else except swinging a bat.
Interesting.
Because it was just one day he was swinging and he's trying to figure it out right-handed and he just feels weird and he feels weird. But every time he pulls it back, it's smoother. I'm like, hey, bud, why don't you switch your hands and try? Just try. And he did it. Immediately worked. I'm like, okay, well, this is strange. We are going to tell all of your coaches immediately.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's goofy.
He's got
I think
that
that's-
goofy stance.
I think that's only reserved for
skateboarding.
I would say I think that's only reserved for skateboarding, but I don't know if there's an equivalent word. Plus, it's just
Goofy
fun to
foot.
call a kid goofy.
So we'll see what happens.
Godspeed.
See what happens.
Godspeed, Ryan.
It's 9+ hours on a bus both times. So
With
I made that drive.
how many high schoolers?
44.
Woo.
Yep. I am responsible for 3.5 of them.
All right.
That's not bad.
What's
No,
the
it's not
half
bad.
situation?
I'm not sure. Probably just a small freshman.
Okay.
How many of these kids are going to flourish learning choreo, and how many of them are going to have an awful time?
Oh, it's going to be a little rough. Now, they are all choir kids.
Sure.
So they are all at least musically inclined.
That's not choreo.
No, it's not choreo. I'm terrible at choreo. I can do movement, but do
Same.
not ask me to learn dance. I'm not good at it. So we're going to see how this goes. But they're most of them just did Mean Girls, so they should at least have it a little fresh in their bodies. Like, oh, this is what moving and actual dancing is. This is weird. Musical theater is a weird art form.
Show is.
The three of you with Meredith arrive at Luca's office. You see that Jasper is already there, as well as someone who the three of you have not seen in a dog's age. Major Domo, Abraham Doyle.
Who the fuck?
The person who is technically in charge of the crypt. He was Lenny's boss. Cecil, technically your boss.
I thought Jasper was technically my boss.
Quick, to the org chart.
Yep, scribes and stewards are both under the major domo, while
okay.
crafters, listeners, and rangers are under the spy captain.
Doyle, you're here? Oh, this'll be good.
Yeah, I am. Have been away on sundry requisitions missions over the past couple of weeks, and I'm back. I tell ya, this was something big to come back to.
Listeners, I need you to know the crazed look in Chase's eye as he embodies Major Domo Abraham Doyle for whatever reason. Ooh, doggy. Yeah.
I love this character.
Doyle's intense.
I've gathered.
It's got big smoking a cigar in the trench energy.
Who's this guy and why is he not my bestie?
You're Cronin. I was there the day they brought you in. Nice to finally have some words with you.
Yeah, good to see you, man.
Doyle, what were you... Never mind. Yes, we've got a bit of a situation on our hands. Welcome back. Requisitions might be a bit easier now.
Well, we'll see. I was down south at the time. They kept I had no idea this was all going on. I heard rumblings, but holy shit, man. Anyways.
Did you get what you needed?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I love this guy.
Yeah.
You've got the stuff.
Well, over the last year, we started doing more away missions, so Luca and I were talking. We figured, probably better to, stock back up what we've got in the requisitions lockers there, get some, we'll get some stuff, we'll just say, and I got it.
Oh, I can't wait till the movie when he's played by Gary Busey.
Oh, God, yeah, no, for sure.
Well, thank you, Doyle. Welcome back. It's been, yes, things have changed, obviously. So are you up to speed, Doyle?
Oh, yeah. Luca and Jasper kind of filled me in on the deets. So we got some angry rocks we got to split up.
Yeah, some angry
That's
rocks.
putting
That's
it
a
lightly.
really good way of looking at it.
I would agree with that, Doyle. Yeah, some angry rocks. Could you give us a physical description of Brother Abraham Doyle, Major Domo?
Your Major Domo stands at about 6'3",
Oh, mountain of a man.
but rail thin. Super tall, dark hair that is like salt and pepper, but cropped kind of short. He does wear his sash. He also has just some of the loudest clothing allowed to be worn.
Yes. Good.
So, Luca,
Yeah.
I'm sure you've had time to think.
We've got some thoughts. I'm sure you do as well.
Yes, just a few.
Let's double back for a second. How many pieces are we actually working with here?
6.
Okay. Can I see them?
Yeah, absolutely. Ignis, can you wedge your way through the door, please? He kind of has to diagonal his way in.
It's like moving a couch.
Right.
Harper puts on her magic item handling oven mitts, which are just forge gloves that she's put a little extra stink on.
Sure.
And opens the hatch on Ignis, opens the box, and they're laid out kind of in a line, I think. So you have the 3 medium shards and the 3 big shards that can kind of be displayed.
How big are they actually? Like, we've been talking small, medium, large, but like, how big is the biggest one?
I think the biggest one is probably the size of, for lack of a better term, like a tall boy can.
Cool.
Like an
Okay.
Arizona iced tea ass can.
So like a medium one's kind of like the size of your like hand.
Exactly. Yeah. The medium one's like a big Red Bull. Like,
A big Crimson Bovine as opposed to a Colt
Yes.
45 tall boy.
exactly.
Crimson Bovine XL.
Yeah.
So our first thought would be to give one of these shards to Miss Alexi Tate, who has been helping us out at the dig site.
Oh,
For what reason?
She's in service to some entity in a similar capacity to yourself, Arabin. The connection there gives her an interesting insight to how magic works.
Is the plan to give it to that entity?
Not necessarily.
I think it should be.
Curious. Why do you say that?
The more of these shards that are in other realms or in the hands of extra-dimensional beings, the better, because that gives them less of a chance to be reunited.
Luca and Jasper look at each other. Jasper kind of chews on that and then nods. No, I see your point. Well put, Arabin. Yes, that makes sense.
If patrons must steal from patrons, that is a whole nother level of involvement and scale, and if it comes to that happening, then that is a different problem altogether.
Oh, nothing like sending in problem up the flagpole there.
Pretty much, yeah.
Point is, something this powerful and something this evil is going to attract attention.
For sure.
From things and beings we don't understand.
Okay.
I have a world question.
Yeah.
My old notes tell me that Alexi Tate is with the Delaney University of the Arcane.
Uh-huh.
What a pull.
Thank you. When I grabbed my notebook hastily there 30 seconds ago, that's what that was for.
Excellent.
I was going to say magical Harvard, so yeah.
Is that a where is that set? Where is that based? Is it Taggart / Amozeran based?
Magical Harvard. It's in New Haven. New Haven, Amozeran.
Excuse fucking you. New Haven is the home of Yale.
That's the point.
It's in Old Haven.
It's an Old Haven. Go ahead and roll me a history check.
That is a 19.
You know that Delaney University of the Arcane actually has multiple campuses around the world. You know there is a local campus, local being a comparative term, up in Sunderwatch, which is on the north side of the country. However, it is reasonable to assume that there are other campuses as well, elsewhere throughout the world, but you wouldn't know where each individual institution would live.
Do I have a general sense of the reputation of the school? Does it feel like an Ivy League kind of vibe?
Very much. In the circles that magic is, celebrated and practiced and understood, Delaney's a pretty good name.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the government gave them a grant to come out and do some digging.
Yeah, exactly.
True.
They're the ones that were trusted to be a part of, the mapping. And I mean, you haven't heard anything out of the dig site in a rip, so presumably things are going well.
Harper nods when Alexi's name comes up, and she's like, she's been doing good work at the dig site. They're doing some real good stuff over there. I'd feel pretty good about that.
I'm fine with that.
Very good. We can see about getting it to her patron. That is a prudent move. All right. That was one of ours, the three of you. What are your thoughts? Even just one of them, and we can take turns back and forth.
Well, I was thinking it could maybe build another sort of containment thing. Not necessarily to dampen it like the box and Ignis. By the way, I'm going to go ahead and just close not the Ignis hatch, but just the box.
Yeah.
Just for
good idea.
For safe measure.
It was getting just a little bit warmer.
Yeah. So anyway. Okay. I could build just a box with a really good lock on it, and we could just huck one in the ocean.
Everybody looks around. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah,
just taking on a boat for half a day, huck it in the ocean, and then turn around and come back.
Yeah,
I could even take it under the water and bury it somewhere.
Oh yeah, you can do that.
Yes, that sounds like a good plan.
You can breathe underwater?
Yeah. Huh. Don't do it often, but it's possible.
Huh? I mean, it doesn't come up.
Came in real handy that one time.
Yeah, that one time. Yeah.
There's a thought.
Which one? Are we thinking a big one or one of the smaller ones?
I'd say if they're going to folks, the smaller the better.
Okay.
Because, like, I still don't fully understand. I'm not convinced that these things can't corrupt folks.
Mm-hmm.
It's likely just on a much smaller scale, or it takes a much longer time. So, and logic would suggest that the bigger the shard, the more power it has.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say that the smaller of the three, if we're going to give them to folks like Alexi, I'd say we give them the smaller shards. And then the ones we're going to like hide or bury or make them super hard to get to, there's no people involved in that. I'd say we do like a large one in the ocean.
Okay. That makes sense. With that in mind, it would be foolish for us to not recognize the situation that we are quickly ending up in upstairs with our new tenants. We've been discussing whether or not there might be some wisdom in potentially passing off a shard to the Church of Inspiration.
I've had that same thought, actually. I don't like it.
No.
But
neither do I, Harper. But the fact is, it would help us to smooth over what will undoubtedly be some raw feelings on both sides as we start to settle into whatever the hell is going on here. Right now, everybody is still kind of shocked and hasn't made any moves against anyone else yet. I imagine we only have a matter of days before that happens. If we can grease some wheels before things happen, maybe we can get a little more permissibility from our new rulers.
I think it's a good idea, and it doesn't cost us anything. We were going to move these around anyway. And it buys time and respect for the Outriders, and the Outrider name is how this all came about. And if we can use one of these pieces to further that mission and establish good standing, I think that's very good.
All right. We'll figure out the best way to do that internally.
Big or small?
Probably the smaller ones.
I'm fine with let's hide the big ones, yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of, do you have any other ideas as to where we can hide the big ones? Underwater
the Undercity was the only thing that came to mind.
That might be a good idea eventually, but...
Yeah, once we have the place like cleared out.
I think we hang on to that one for a bit longer, Harper.
Yeah.
And I think the three of us have a date with the Undercity anyway. I know there's a lot going on here, but honestly, Captain, I don't know how much more good we can do here. We probably need to see that through.
He holds up a hand. Actually, I was going to mention this at the end, but when the three of you are ready, they cracked the last light source. The way to the center is open.
Well, there you go.
So we would like you three to be the ones to go in and do that last expedition.
Sure.
Unfortunately, you have become there's a lot of weird magic here, folks, and that is an expertise we cannot overlook.
You're not wrong. Would make the most sense. We should I look at Arab, like, Cecil is speaking and then, like, very briefly, like, cocks his head to the side as they're taking notes through the whole thing and the quill just stops. Actually, it's Arabin and... How have we never named ourselves? The group of three that does a lot of weird shit.
What do you mean?
I mean, we're all Outriders. No, but, like, you know...
Groups, like the trio.
Groups get names. The trio... The something,
like Cecil and the Paper Pushers?
Well, you can't have that. That's taken. That's what the children call themselves when they fold the napkins.
Harper and the Talks?
I do remember the Iggy Gang coming up at one point, but
that was the only thing that I had in my mind. And listen, I didn't love it at the time, but now I'm kind of into it.
I'm not opposed.
Do we have to have a name? It sounds kind of not important at this time.
We do actually have 2 more crazy world-ending pieces of rock that we have to split up.
That's fair. We can table this and talk about it over lunch.
And look, you don't want to force it either.
Maybe it only has to be one other shard that we account for.
What are you thinking?
I think we should keep one with us.
To
guard, know where it's at, maybe research, maybe use.
Not opposed to that. Where would we keep it?
We've got a box.
We do have the box.
And quite frankly, I have a pretty good basement that's very scary.
And that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying keep it here in Bering. I'm saying we keep it. The 3 of us. Wherever we go, it goes with us.
Persuasion check.
I like this idea, Arabin.
That's a 18.
I'm going to flash of genius Arabin to make it a 23.
Good. Abraham's just nodding. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. I like that. Keep something on home turf.
Plus, if folks out there are trying to reclaim them, that means they're going to cross our path eventually, and then that puts us on an immediate response to dealing with that.
Jasper, you can see his eyes flicking between Arabin and Harper. But eventually they sigh, "No, I see the wisdom. This makes sense. Very well. What size would you choose?"
Large.
No, we'll take one of the big ones with us.
I'd argue the biggest.
I do have containment for it, so...
We have a proven containment for it. And we've all proven that we've been able to resist the urgings of it.
Jasper, having rolled a 22...
Holy shit.
Narrows his eyes, and they look again between the 2 of you. Well, so much for making sure we lose the big ones, but I do also see the wisdom in keeping the biggest one in the containment unit that functions over a relatively long term. Very well. The biggest stays with you 3. One last smaller shard, then.
Arabin, I'll pitch again. Your patron.
I don't think he's going to take it.
Can ask. We don't know that Alexis is going to take hers.
That's true.
Other than that, I mean, the only other person that I can think of, and again, I don't like the idea, is all trade.
Honestly, I'm not mad about the all trade idea.
I am. I don't like that man.
All trade is not to be trusted, but by all accounts might be the most qualified individual upon this plane to handle it, allegedly.
That's why I'm mad about it.
He's powerful, he's powerful socially, he's powerful financially, and he's powerful magically.
Well, he is an archfey, so it stands to reason.
Allegedly, we don't know that for sure.
He's gotta be, though. There's a big-ass tree in his fucking park.
People can have trees.
I'm not gonna belabor the
I mean,
point.
how big can the tree be? Come on.
Wait, what was wrong with this tree?
It was so big and fancy. There was a fey tree.
A fey tree?
Yeah. It's some sort of fey touch tree. Anyway, I don't really like giving it to All Trade, but I think it's the best option. I think, though, it would be much better if we were to pitch that as selling or for a favor, because if the Outriders are going to get support here, and you all know damn well that somehow All Trade is going to end up friendly with the Mosrin through all of this.
Oh, if it hasn't happened already, I will be rather surprised.
So he'll be fine, and he'll have some pull moving forward, so either we sell it to him, or we get a favor from him, or strike some sort of bargain or deal. It's not just giving it to someone to protect it.
We could have a spy approach him and gauge his interest, as though it's a black market deal.
I feel better about that, honestly. And Alltrade was not the brains behind Callaghan Cat's Corral. That's Dieter, and Dieter works for us now. So Alltrade might be able to eventually figure out something to do with it, but it ain't going to be with Dieter's help, I'll tell you that much.
That is,
So, yeah, I mean, like most things, Cecil, you've got me to come around on it, so.
I'm very convincing.
Yeah, you are, and I'm getting real sick of it.
Yes. Cecil briefly, their face freezes for half a second, and the smile is very fake, and they are not in the room for a half second, and then they're back.
So Alltrade, then.
You know, once Alltrade gets in good with the artificers of a Mosrin, he's going to have more Magicatronics.
oh yeah, he is. That Dieter was telling me about it. Great work. Shame they tried to kill you, but it's a little on Dieter on that point.
We've come around on Dita. It took some time, but
Anyways, so Luke, I was actually thinking heading back on up to the seat and seeing what's going on up there. What with everything and the whatnots, but I can put some feelers out there and see what we can find. See if good old Yakov would be interested in this. What do you say? Can I go? Yes. Yes, Abraham, you can go.
Doyle really wants to ride the booter scooter.
Don't we all?
I want to ride the booter scooter. Star Wipe, Katie and Co. riding a booter scooter.
Yeah, I was going to say, have we checked on Katie?
Katie was told not to come back for 3 months, like a month and a half, 2 months ago.
Yeah.
But we all miss her so much.
I miss her so much. This is character growth.
Yeah. So to recap, of the medium shards, one's going to Alexi Tate, one's going to the Church of Inspiration, one's going to Alltrade. For the large shards, I'm going to build some boxes. I'm going to build some chests, essentially, I think. And then we're going to throw one in the bottom of the ocean, and we're going to throw one in the Undercity once the Undercity's, good for it. And then the last one stays with us.
Correct. That's the plan.
The last
And
one
it stays in Ignis.
In Ignis, yes.
And one to Blathers.
First one to Blathers.
And none
That
for
was the one
Gretchen
we hucked
Wieners.
off the path in the Nexus. We hucked it off of the Nexus, and it went to my Animal Crossing island. It found the door, and it smacked Blathers in the dome. And corrupted my save.
Mr. Rossetti gonna dig you a grave.
Shard Watch comes to an end. Well, he's have to actually do the damn thing now.
Yeah.
I'll get to work.
who's Alexi's patron? I'm trying to write it all down.
The Deep.
Sure is.
Oh,
It's the Deep?
You didn't catch
Did
that?
I not know this?
You might have caught it, but it was a blink and you miss it reference.
I
because
think we caught it. I think we
Alexi's-
clocked it in the moment. But
She
I
was
didn't
working with
remember.
Void Stone, or Null Stone.
No, she was working. I mean, there was, I think, some Nullstone that was an element at one point. But specifically when she summons her familiar, it glitches in and out.
Yes.
oh,
That's what it was.
so cool.
Well, now I feel great about giving it to Alexi.
Are you sure?
Yes.
As the DM, the Deep is
don't care.
the scariest.
But do we also know somebody who serves the Raven Queen so we can just see the best fight of all time?
Yeah, but Chase, we like the Deep.
I know.
Just like we like Carrie. Giving him to the two outsiders is the worst play.
Oh, yeah. No, Carrie is a choice.
I stand by this choice.
But we like Carrie.
I know.
It is an incredible narrative choice, and I'm so glad we made it.
Absolutely. All right. Harper, I guess
Yes.
my question for you then is, what is your plan to get these boxes built and for storage? Because you are aware that you do need to get back to the Undercity, and at least one of these needs to go with you to get out there.
Yeah.
Two of them. 3 of them. I mean, really.
One has to go with you. One is going to Alexi, and then there might be one you are leaving in the Undercity. You could probably take that with you as well.
Yeah.
But the other 3 are up in the air. So the question is, do you want to try lugging, continuing to keep all of these things with you? Or do you want to try and get some boxes built?
I would like to try and get some boxes built. At the very least, just with it's not going to be the full shebang, but I can requisition some it's no black iron, but I can get lead, and famously that can block divination magic and things like that. So at least I can put some padding on it. And then the real thing is I'm going to be trying to, if Bering has a local locksmith, working with the locksmith to be hey, I need the most disgusting locks you can make.
Right.
Let's you and I spend a day over a bottle of wine and just make the nastiest fucking locks we can imagine to either put on or install as part of these chests that I'm making. Is the idea that Doyle is going to transport this to Alltrade, or are we going to set that up for a later time?
This venture is more to kind of feel things out, make sure that Alltrade would be down for a nebulous, hey, you're going to actually owe us one.
So I'm going to try to make a mini box, essentially. And 2 of them will stay with Luca. I'll put it in Luca's hands.
Okay.
So the ones intended for the church and for Alltrade will stay. We're going to meet Alexi anyway, so the rest can go. And the one for the ocean, we'll have to figure out a time when we can go do that, so it might as well stay with me.
Sure.
So the other 4 will stay with Ignis.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me Smith's tools.
Cool. Can I put some stink on this?
Yeah, you want to make this stinky.
Cool. I'm going to enhance ability on myself for advantage on intelligence checks.
Because you're not rolling really for ability at this point. You're rolling for time.
Well, with a natural 20.
Woo!
So let's see. Let's add it up. 31. Flash of Genius makes it a 36.
Yeah, this is why we're doing it, not Jasper.
I'm going to cash that in at a 36.
Well, what I was looking for was a 35, but
no, it's a good joke, but it's true.
With a actually genuinely with above a 35, you're able to get this knocked out in the rest of the day.
Cool.
It is you've maintained meticulous notes. You are able to scale it down readily. You are good to go.
It's weird. I feel inspired.
And you even realize the ones that are to be, sent to places where they are not to be touched. You don't need to fucking lock. You just need to seal it in.
True.
That's way easier.
True.
No one's supposed to open it.
It's a great point.
So you're about to go and get the locksmith, and then you just weld it shut.
Yeah, I go, wait a fucking second. Ignis, grab my goggles.
Ignis walks over wearing the goggles.
I'm a fucking genius. Grab my goggles. I basically cast heat metal on it to fuse it all together.
While Harper is doing that, Arab and Cecil, are you two doing anything before heading back out?
Yes. Arabin is going to go to the crypt. And right now he has that short sword that was from that other place. He's going to look for perhaps a lighter weapon that feels particularly lucky to him.
Yeah, you go to the armory and just say that you're looking to requisition a new sword. The weapons master on staff at the moment's Major Domo just actually came in with a bunch of new gear. You'll be like one of the first to go ahead, take a pick. What are you looking for?
Is there... Maybe it's just best to get a second short sword.
Sure.
The reason I want to have two is because with the light property, I can attack with one and then with the other.
Yes. You can use your bonus action to attack with the second one, but you don't get your proficiency bonus on that second attack.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
But I think I got rid of Thirsting Blade when I picked up the Chain Master.
Gotcha. Yeah, probably. You walk in and you see, oh, Doyle was right. They got some good shit here. You find a +1 short sword.
Wow.
Great.
Well, that was easy.
Arabin is looking around and something like a spark of some kind flickers in his eye, sort of leading him to that weapon.
Yep.
And when he sees it, he picks it up and it sparkles just right. And Arabin knows that that's going to be his lucky sword.
For sure.
For the time being.
Excellent. And Cecil, what are you up to?
There's a tea shop to put back in order.
Yep. The tea shop itself is mostly unscathed. There's definitely some singeing on the outside. One of the upstairs windows is broken. The back door lock is just mangled.
Sure.
But because it did serve as the command center for a while there, it is still in pretty good shape. The moment you open back up, it is some of the busiest that the tea shop has ever been, even counting the fish chili cook-off, because you now have basically 2 cities worth of people.
This is true. So we get the business going and get the kids working again and really kind of set them on their own. And it's a strange thing, but Cecil has kind of let it be like, the kids are going to run this and they're going to take care of it, and kind of whatever happens, happens. Because Cecil knows they won't be here that much moving forward. So gets everyone all set up as best as we can and kind of lets them do their own thing in the midst of all of the repairs and delegating duties and letting them run the place. Cecil does take the small wooden lockbox that they pulled out from under the floorboards and does take that and dispose of it to remove all trace, and they don't have any other of that particular concoction as that evidence is disposed of. Beyond that, Cecil also is going to sit down, write the next chapter of A Brief History of Bering, and expounds on the tale of a king who tried to do right by his people and protected them until the end. It is a lie.
History's filled with those.
Sure is.
Night passes. Morning arrives. The 3 of you set out on a now all too familiar path. It takes you just that half a day now that the to and from has been so well trodden. What just over a year ago was a really genuinely arduous journey is now almost trivial. You arrive at the odd tent city, itself effectively untouched by the chaos that has swept the rest of Taggart. You step into the main chamber of that first tent, and there is the constant flurry of activity going as arcanists walk from place to place, and in the heart of it all is your old friend Alexei. Ah, excellent. Good. Please, Outriders, come on in. How do you all fare?
We're well, Alexei. It's good to see you again.
Likewise, I've received missive. You have artifact for me. Yes?
Yes. Can we do this privately?
Oh, of course. All right. Come with me. Do you mind if, hold on, who's in the back? Is Anthony still back there? Yeah, you remember Anthony, the one with the bow. Is he okay to see whatever is going on?
If you trust Anthony, I trust him.
Anthony is good people. And she beckons you back into this cordoned off lab. You see Anthony, who you've met a handful of times at this point, is working on something. Oh, hey guys, how's it going?
Hey, Anthony.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello. Good to see you all again.
Harper like whistles as she sees all the equipment and everything. Just like, it's like never gets old.
Really doesn't. But yeah, what you got there?
Well, Alexi.
They were about to show me. I'm very excited.
I guess we
Go
just
on.
do it.
Yes. We
Yeah.
just do it. Rip the Band-Aid off. Alexi, we have something that should go to your patron.
First of all, have you ever heard of an infernal core?
Both of them nod. Yes. Yeah, I know about it.
Prepare yourselves.
Oh, shit.
No, it's all right. What if I was to tell you we found a way to break one?
Well, I would say that would be very impressive.
And
And I would like to see some evidence of it. Extraordinary claims and all that.
for sure. This is predicated slightly on the idea that we'd like to give you one of these pieces with the intention of spreading them out, right?
Mm,
Because if you know what an infernal core is, you know how dangerous it is.
of course.
And our goal here is to spread these far and wide enough that it's going to be a real hard time for anyone to ever put them back together again in some sort of weird fucked up jigsaw puzzle.
Right. So what you're trying to do is get one to the deep so it gets off of this plane, right?
That'd be great, honestly.
More or less, yes.
Anthony taps Alexi on the shoulder. Makes sense. And you know your patron would love it. She rolls her eyes like, yes, Anthony. Right. Well, let's see it.
I'll crack open Ignis, crack open the box, and I think I have it folded up in a little bit of like waxed cloth. And so I'll take one out, close the box back up, close Ignis back up, and I will, while still holding it temporarily, unfurl it, lift the wrap a little bit so that Alexi can see it.
Alexi is not usually one for a lot of emotion. She's usually pretty stoic. You do see like a genuine, like, both eyebrows up, eyes go big, looks down. Anthony looking over her shoulders like, oh my. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, it was no mean feat.
No, it was not. But we did it, and it is done, and dividing them up would be great.
Well, no concern about that. I am certain the Deep will be more than happy to have their hands on some things like this.
All right, well, I'll fold it back up and extend it out to her.
You want me to prep a containment for that there?
Couldn't hurt.
Yes, Anthony, that would be very good.
The power's
You and-
severely diminished, but we're erring on the side of caution anyway.
No worries about that. I got some ideas of things I could be getting set up and ready to go. Yeah, hold on. Let me. And Anthony walks off, grabs some of his like books supplied by the Wizards Collective, and gets stuff spread out, and is working on prepping some kind of containment of his own design. Yes, well, very good. So you've come to finally allow us access to the Grand Tower.
Yes, that is why we are here. We understand that we could get into it now, but we should probably go first.
Apparently, you have been the ones designated to be the charging force, so...
No one else has tried to do this yet.
There was another orb.
Ah. Yes, that's why we're here.
Yep, we're the orb touchers.
Well, you're not the only orb touchers. Or is that what you're calling yourselves now, the orb touchers?
No, that can't be it. That can't be the one that
Welcome back to another path. In this episode, the orb touchers.
That can't be the one that sticks.
Season 5, Orb.
No.
All right, kill the bit. Back into the story.
The three of you are led back into the Undercity. It has been some time since you've been down here, but you can see those many arcing lights off that central tower have been taken care of. The three of you move through the streets unimpeded. A long occupation down here has taken care of a lot of the approximations that have been plaguing your interactions with the city. You move through this massive, empty city as if it were a forest filled with giant hollow trees. Directly towards its center, the crackling light atop the tower, your guiding star. We'll call it there for tonight. Thank you for joining us here on Another Path. You can find our website and merch store at anotherpathpodcast.com and our network at ghostlightmedia.net. You can support our efforts by donating at patreon.com/ghostlightmedia or by giving us a rating and review over on Apple Podcasts or whatever podcatcher will let you. You can find us on Blue Sky at anotherpathpodcast.com, Ryan at ralbrecht.bluesky.social, Griffin at griffcolt.bluesky.social, and myself at tqloudly.com. You can find Justin on TikTok at JustJustinMichael and myself at tqloudly. We'll be back in 2 weeks with a new episode, and until then, remember, the answer is definitely no, until you try to ask. This has been a Ghostlight Media production.